Okay, today for the 100-day art challenge, it's going to be a little bit different. I don't know if you'd call this art. I'm going to be making signs to advertise the sale of my artwork for the exhibition I've got on at Trevenant Inn. So I'm going to be showing you the process of the sign making because I'm not a sign writer, so this is how I do it. I open up Affinity Photo and type out some font to try and get it looking a bit snazzy. I just go through the different fonts there and think about how I want it to go. This is on an A4 sheet because that's what I was checking at the beginning there, is the size of the signs will fit onto 3 different A4 sheets of paper. So that's what I need to do, is just figure out which fonts I like best, and I go from the top to the bottom just to make sure there's none which I've missed. I try a couple and I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be eye-catching but also look fairly decent. It's going to be in this nice venue, but also it needs to make people look and think, oh, I'll have a look at the artwork. You never know, it could be worth having a gander. But I don't really plan this out too much. It's kind of like the same way that I make art. I just kind of do it and hope for the best. But I did think that the font should maybe be different, and when I looked at that I thought the for sale in that font doesn't look right. I think the original artwork should be in that font. That would look better, and the for sale in the bold. So that's why I'm making this decision here, is I just thought it sits better there. I think that's quite a nice sign, catch the eye a little bit, and I just need to stretch it to make it the size of the A4 page so that I can print it out. And then what I do is I basically just transfer that onto the board. You'll see how in a moment anyway, because I tried to film it all. It takes a little bit of stretching, and here we go, this is it. So just printing out the A4 sheets here just so that you can see that this is what I get as a result of the design that I've just done. And it's nothing too special or especially snazzy, but it's certainly going to be enough to work for it. So that's what I've got, is a few sheets there, and that is what I'm going to now draw on the back of in order to make it look like a planned sign to some extent. But I haven't done this for years. I used to do this years ago. Apologies for the out of focus video. I usually check by zooming in the camera onto the surface and then making sure that it's in focus, but I obviously didn't do that for this, so apologies. That's going to make it very difficult to see what I'm actually writing. But this is me using I think it's a 6B pencil I use, so quite a soft pencil, and then I just use the back of it to rub the traced back onto the surface of the wood. And it's really faint. I probably should have used charcoal or soft pastel, it would have been easier, but because it's so narrow it's not quite so easy. There's different ways of doing it, and my friend does this every week, but does it for artwork for a group that she teaches with, and she was telling me to do it with soft pastel and put it onto a sheet of, I think it's tracing paper or something like that, or baking paper or something, like, just completely transparent or translucent, and then just drawing on the front side instead of the back side. The first thing that I've done here is trying to use a paint pen to draw around the outlines, but because the emulsion that I've put onto the boards is so chalky, it's just blocking up the pen, and every couple of moments I need to unblock it, and then when I try to use it again it's only a couple of moments. You can see the piece of paper there on the right hand side and the little dots on the surface of me trying to use it, and it's not consistent enough. It's not going to work, and I wanted it to be quick and easy with a pen because it is just black and white, but it was a bit of a nightmare. Even though it may look fast here, it really isn't. So I ended up using a brush instead, and this was again very tricky and very unpleasant. You can see how messy and loose it is for a sign, but I think it's going to serve its purpose, because all I need it to do is just be on the wall to let people know that the artwork that they may see is for sale, and if they haven't noticed the artwork, then to hopefully have a look around and enjoy the work, because it's all based on one theme of the farmland, and where Trevenant is on the edge of some farmland there's lots of farms around that area as well, so I think it's themed closely enough to the local area. The owner really likes it, and I know there's been a few inquiries about whether the artwork was for sale initially, and I'm now just going to fill up the space with the rest of the work. So that's the signs that I did, very loosely and messily painted, but this is what it looks like at the moment. So there are pieces up there, and now I'm going to fill it up with these pieces here. This is what I'm going to take in tomorrow, and it's 10 pieces in total, only one colour, but there's one colour painting there. And this is what I had to do, is I got all of the frames and tried to, these are the hardest frames to do this to, is to try and screw in mirror plates into the frames, and normally this isn't too bad a job to do, but the wood was so firm with these frames that it was just painful. Really hurt my hand to do it, but it's got to be done, so I just pushed through and made sure that all of them were secure and not rattling around. And I've sorted out a price list so that everyone can inquire to the staff about the prices of the work, so that's all been sorted. So there we go, that's all done. That's been my job today. It's been a long, hard day, but I appreciate you watching the video. I will show the results of that with tomorrow's video, and appreciate you watching. I will see you tomorrow.